Isn't it frustrating that some of your patients come in for care, then they drop off care and they don't really get the value of wellness? Well, this is Chen Yen, your 7 figure practice makeover mentor at introvertedvisionary.com and your host today for the Chiro Secure Show. So let's get into this so that way you're able to help more of your patients who could benefit from maintenance care and wellness. This is one of the most common complaints I end up hearing from you all docs out there related to this. So you might either see patients who come in for pain, and once their pain seems like it's better, they disappear. Or you are actually practicing functional medicine, for example, and it might take some time to actually get better, but then they disappear before they end up really getting the full benefit of their care. Isn't that really frustrating? So let me share with you 3 quick tips on what to do in this situation. So that way you are able to retain more of your patients and help them to the extent that you really can. So I'd love to show you this visual here because this is a really good reminder first of the importance of this beyond just the idea of helping your patients, but also, do you get tired of how you always need to be looking for new patients? It's like you take care of your patients, but then they get better, and then you always have to get new ones. So that's totally great that you're doing great clinically for them, but what about those who don't, and then they don't stick with it, right? So if you could actually retain more of your patients, what this visual is showing you is that you will actually have to be bring in fewer leads to have the kind of patient flow that you would like as well. So, okay, let's take that visual off here. Now, so as far as the first quick tip is this, is to the understanding of wellness starts early on, not later on when they're kind of done with the acute care phase. And I see this as being one big mistake a lot of chiropractors make with this. And certainly it's very important that the first thing you do with them is meeting them where they're at. You know, most people, if they're having some kind of an acute issue, they're not going to pop in and be like, yay, let me just think about wellness now, because they can't even get past the frustrations related to their acute issue. So certainly you'll want to make the forefront of your care about that in terms of what you talk about. But remember that patients don't always remember everything that you say. So one very important thing is to start highlighting the importance of wellness early on, even in that report of findings conversation with your patient. So, first the goal is this, and then it is this, right? So being able to share that verbally with them so they have that context from the beginning. The second hot tip that can help you with converting more patients to wellness is, do you actually have a visual that supports this? So a visual that can help people see where they are in the path of progression of care, so that they're not just seeing that, okay, well, yeah, pain is the end goal, and that's that. So is there a visual that you can show your patients that shows them what is happening to their body in the progress of care, and what's happening at different points in time in their care, from the beginning parts of care to later parts of care to final parts of care? Like what's the progression they can expect with that, and also show it visually, not just verbally, but also visually. So this is how this would look. For example, our clients in our Consistent Patients Makeover Mentorship for Introverts, we actually get some key visuals together that have made a big difference in retention and converting patients to wellness. And what they do is that in the first visit, they're showing the visual, right? It's like, okay, so we're starting here. And then in subsequent visits, that visual is always shown. Okay, so this last session, the last couple of treatments, the last couple of adjustments, we're really focused on getting the body to this point. And now we're working on this piece, right? So of course, what they see is perhaps just adjustments, but what they need to also understand is what's behind that, like what's happening to the body that's helping them progress to the next level of health. And so that's the second hot tip related to increasing conversions into patients with wellness. Of course, and I'm going to share with you the third tip coming up right now too. But of course, part of it also has to do with getting quality leads. Have you ever had people who come in through things like ads or Groupons, or I know I have chiropractors who tell me, there's people who come in from Facebook ads sometimes, or other kinds of ads aren't as into sticking with it compared to perhaps patients from referrals, or patient referrals, or for example, a lot of our clients are getting doctor referrals, MD referrals, or other holistic practitioners or other health practitioners in the conventional field referring patients to them. So when you have those kinds of different kinds of leads like that, they're hearing from their medical doctor, they're hearing from their provider, oh, you should go see this chiropractor. That's a different kind of a quality of a patient who would trust in your recommendations more quickly up front compared to someone who comes in through a Facebook ad or some kind of a Groupon or something, and they're just checking it out, right? So that will play a part. Okay, so now let's talk about the third hot tip related to increasing conversions to wellness. What it is to look at how are you talking about it from visit to visit as well. So we just talked about how incorporating visuals and in your visits, including from the report of findings all the way through the course of the treatment, and helping people locate themselves where they are, and the progress and what to expect and what's to come. Also, what are you saying in those visits? For example, do you say, this time we worked on this, next time we're going to work on this? And do you also end up asking people about, because have you ever had patients who come to you for one thing and then they don't end up realizing you can help them with other things? Has ever happened to you before? Go ahead and type in the comments below if you've experienced that before. Like this right now and type in the comments, yes, I have. so that is something that many patients experience, is they don't know all, like the whole scope of how chiropractic can help, or the whole scope of how functional medicine can help, if that's what you're offering or whatever it is that you're offering. And so for your patients, and so then they might not even put the two and two together about, oh, I should go see my chiropractor for this, even if they've been to you for quite some time. So are you actually asking your patients during the visits in where, not just verbally, but actually having them write this down before they actually see you in their visit? So it could just be a half sheet of paper, and there are a couple questions that you put on there. One of them will be, what's the top, write down the three most frustrating health issues you're dealing with right now. Why would you want to ask this? Some of our chiropractor clients say, well, I already asked things like that during the visit. What's the point of, having them also write this down? So the point is, have you ever been to the doctor before and you meant to ask them something, but you forgot to ask them about it? Well, if it happens to you, it happens to me, as clinicians, it happens to the best of us, including your patients. So if they actually have a moment to reflect on, what's been going on, and sometimes if you have them write that down, the things that they didn't think that you could even help them with, it shows up there. Then you could actually ask them about that. And then you will understand that as being a challenge for them, and be able to help them understand how continued care, wellness care can help them with those issues. So those are the three hot tips that can help you with converting more patients to wellness. And then the next thing you'll need with this is, having structures in the office that also support this. For example, even what kind of patient education is provided outside of what you say, whether it's handouts. It could also be what your front desk is saying about this, or what other kinds of things you share with them, for example, through email or through social media and other things that can help support with this. So If you would like more 6 and 7 figure practice makeover tips, you can go to Introverted, and also our systems for how our clients have been, our chiropractor clients have been increasing their patient flow consistently by, and without having to do as much marketing, because it's really exhausting, especially for us introverted visionaries who, 30 to 50% of people are introverts, but most of what's taught about how to grow a practice assumes that you're an extrovert, and it's really exhausting for us introverts. So it doesn't work really well for us introverts. So go to introvertedvisionary.com, click on the link and that you see below, and then check out additional practical tips that you could use right away. We also have templates and things. They're free templates and things in our free trainings that you can plug into to help you with growing your practice more effectively. So you can just focus on helping people instead of worrying about where to find them. And then if you're at a place where you're at a plateau in your practice, you're also welcome to go there and then book a chat. So introvertedvisionary.com and see how we can help you. So till next time, and then check out next week's session, which will be Dr. Herman, and look forward to that. And then we'll see you next time.